Welcome to the Eyes of Indigo with your infinitely curious hosts, Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Our show is broadcast live at 9:30 p.m. Wednesdays. Socio-spiritual topics are laced with humor as we discuss weird stuff in a rational way. Learn more about us in our first episode, The Prequel. Shows are recorded and available on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, and other aggregators. A keyword searchable index is at iriscarter.com/EOI directory. Share ideas and comments in the program chat or by email. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share our show. Let us know you're here by typing your hello in the comments because we are thrilled to welcome you as we begin another adventure right now. Hello.
Good evening. Hello. Oh, wow. I just got a flashback to the Jim Carrey morning. Good morning, good evening, and good night. What was that show? The Truman Show, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, yet another profound reveal movie by Jim Carrey. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Bing, bing, bing. Hello, this is good evening for us where we are. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you, sweetie. Thanks for coming in.
And as our introduction mentioned, do comment. It's how we know you're here. I've had people say, well, can't you tell that we're in there? Because when I'm watching, I can see everybody else that's watching. And no, because we're looking at a website. We're streaming to Facebook and YouTube, so we can't see those. We just depend on you commenting to let us know that you're watching. Yeah. So, and we appreciate knowing that you're watching. And we also get a lot of watchers that watch it at other times. So the show's recorded, which we're glad people tune in later too.
Some of our friends tell us about their voyeuristic tendencies that they watch us and don't ever comment.
Nothing creepy about that.
Nothing creepy about that. It has to do, in all seriousness, it has to do with privacy. Yeah. They want to do what they want to do without everybody else knowing what they're doing. Yeah, trust me.
And I can understand. We're a weird show. People might not want their name popping up. And if you don't want your name popping up on the screen, all you got to do is just say, hi, I'm here. Don't pop my name up, and I won't do it. But
just write no
but
pop.
Otherwise, yeah, you can join the crazy town. We're here.
For sure. For those, as people are rolling in with us tonight, my name is Margot. Beside me is Iris. We co-host Eyes of Indigo, as you saw. Iris is also the producer, and we are very grateful. Hi, Edie. Good. Some more people are showing up on the table. I've been traveling this week, a little bit of road traveling. So I have not had a chance to share tonight's show. So we're going to end up seeing a lot of regulars. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Yeah.
Savvy with what we're doing. Absolutely. So, and Iris has been rolling stones even further than me, of course. Where did you go this week?
I went to Canada last week. We went up to Niagara Falls, Ontario, and we also came back across to visit the American side of the falls, but loved Niagara Falls, Ontario, and it was a very very nice trip and a lot more to do there than I expected. And I went to one of the funny things was we went to a butterfly sanctuary. Of course, the men in our group go in and they kind of see it and go, okay, I've been here, done that. And like my daughter and I are going, we could have sat there for hours because the butterflies would land on you and stuff like that. And as soon as I walked in the door, almost immediately 2 butterflies landed on my shoulder and started mating. They're facing in opposite directions. And I was like, okay, whatever. Well, they landed on my arm and then they kind of creeped up to my shoulder, and I was walking around. People would go, oh, "You got two butterflies on you," and I know, and I just let them do their thing. And other butterflies would come and land and go, and that sort of thing. And
Fair
finally,
gnome
after about
Iris.
about 30 minutes after I was in it, one of the workers there said, "Can I take those off your shoulder?" And I said, "Well, they're not bothering me as long as they don't mess up the sheets. I'm fine, Because she said they're mating, and I said, "I know, I just don't want to mess up the sheets," And she laughed, and I said, and she said, "Well, I can take them off," and I said, "Well, I figure, let them do their thing, and but whatever." And she said, "Well, I've seen them go at it for as long as 3 hours," and I said, "Yeah, you better take them off." And she carefully lifted them up and put them on a branch. She said, "I've also seen people just grab them," and I said, "No, I would never do that." And she said, "Well, I appreciate that." I said, "I was just going to let them stay until I was ready to leave and then find somebody." And so I was like, yeah.
Awesome, awesome,
Did you
awesome,
get any
awesome.
ice wine? Do you know I did not get ice wine, but I kept seeing it, and I got ice wine tea. I haven't tried it yet, but I bought the tea. And I don't know enough about ice wine to know what it's supposed to taste like, but I
Yeah,
did.
what is it, Lisa? Type in there what you think, what it is. So that,
Or,
yeah, for the rest of
or
us. I mean, yeah, you can look online too. Yeah. But that
and
sounds
since
interesting. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, Wikipedia ice wine is a type of dessert wine produced from grapes that have been frozen while still on the vine. The sugars and other dissolved solids do not freeze, but the water does, allowing for a more concentrated grape juice to develop. The grapes must then be pressed from the frozen grapes, resulting in a smaller amount of more concentrated, very sweet juice. The freeze happens before the fermentation, not afterwards.
She says it really sweet wine. Yuck.
Ah, well, it sounds good to me actually, because I like sweeter wines. I don't
If
like
you like
dry
sweeter
wines.
wines, have you tried the Scuppernong, North
I
Carolina
cannot stand
grapes?
Scuppernong. Cannot. It's just
Is it too sweet?
too tart.
Oh, okay, back the other way.
Yeah, it's just like I can't do Scuppernong. Can't do
Dry.
Scuppernong grapes. Can't do Scuppernong wine. Just
That's a signature
can't.
wine of that grows
Of
well.
the South. I know. I'm
Yeah.
rejecting my Southern roots there.
So okay, so ice wine is frozen on the vine pre-fermentation for a super
Yeah.
sweet concentration.
And so she said, "Yeah, She says I would like it then. Yeah, I'll have to try it. I'm curious what the tea tastes like. I kept seeing the tea, and I had seen reference to ice wine somewhere, and it was like ice wine flavored tea, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it and see.
Rosemarie
Oh,
just
she
shared
just got
something.
home. Rosemary just got home from a chocolate wine party. Oh my God, yes.
I like
Um,
chocolate wine. It's good.
there's a
Yeah.
winery near me that I volunteered for a bunch. I used to. I haven't done it in a few years, but they and it was fun because while you were working, you could drink the wine, and and then they'd give you a bottle of wine for helping. Um, but they made some wine one time. It was the funniest story. They made it was like a chocolate wine, or they called it a dessert wine, and they when it was fermenting, like at night, they'd go, well, let's go taste the wine and see how it's doing. And so, and they'd go down and taste it, and they were like, that's gnarly. And they ended up naming it like Vin de Gnarly.
Hey,
Hi,
Val.
V. How are you?
I should.
So,
We're talking about
so
wine, local
yeah.
wines and wine stories and chocolate wine. Oh my goodness. Iris, I brought y'all some chocolate wine at our Astral Panties party back in
Yes.
21. Yeah. That a friend gave me that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm sure different brands have different nuances, but it's basically chocolate and red wine.
Yeah, look. Thank you, V. You're good for our egos.
Once in a while, we
Drink more
actually
wine, we'll
try.
look even better. Oh my God. So
Good
tonight,
vibes.
I guess
Yeah.
we're doing psychic readings.
Oh, yeah. The
Um,
reason we're here.
yeah.
No, that's good. I'm
I'm like,
glad you
we
remembered.
could
I
really
didn't.
go off tangents. We were
Whoops.
doing it before the show, and it's like we're having a hard time focusing tonight. I promise, I'm drinking water. But uh, but yep.
What?
But anyway, so when we do our psychic readings, we're doing short readings. We can't get into long drawn out explanations and stories and conversations and that sort of thing, but we can do little, answer questions. And you post your questions in the chat, and we take the questions first come, first serve. And generally, just a reminder, the people that have come together for this, Rosemary says, "Oh, I didn't know it was reading night. Cool, yeah." So, surprise. And so, typically it's very interesting. Anytime you go to a reading, like if you go to a group reading, and it happens on this show as well, you'll find out that everybody else's reading applies to yourself. You were brought together for some reason for this reading, and we'll start seeing common themes pop up. It's very fascinating to watch that happen. So be sure to pay attention to other people's readings and see what you get from that and what it means to you. But you can ask, questions about past, present, future, past lives, things about your spirit guides, angels, whatever you want. Sometimes when people are stuck, I suggest just asking, well, what do I need to know about? What's important right now that I should be focusing on? Questions like that we can kind of dive into for you too and see what we get. So, and Margot and I kind of tag team it, and so we'll take your questions when you're ready. Yeah.
First come, first
And
serve.
yeah.
Start typing your
Um,
questions in the chat on Facebook or YouTube, and we will go down our chat list that compiles both platforms.
yeah.
And we'll answer them. We'll usually more or less take turns, but intuitively we'll figure out, or both of us might answer or see what is being presented out there. Iris, can you give them a heads up about strangers offering services in the chat on these?
Oh yes, good God. Especially on Facebook, people on Facebook, you might get during, it seems like almost every one of these readings, we do them once a month. Somebody will pop in and go, V, contact me for your free reading. Lisa, contact me for your free. They'll address every person that's on Facebook. Ignore them. It's spam. It's usually a non-existent account. I'll try
Fishing.
to boot them if I can, but just no, don't pay any attention to them. They're not real. And if they were real, poo poo on them for crashing our show. If they want to advertise on their own, they can advertise on their own. And we're doing our thing. And also, if anybody wants to delve further into anything, you're welcome to contact me or Margot separately. We do professional readings. Yes, there's a fee. Look on our websites, and feel free to contact us.
For an appointment.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Rosemary. Oh well, no, wait a minute.
A little
Edie.
higher.
Yeah, Edie. Yeah, what do I need to know? So if you're picking up anything, I'm kind of not in the zone yet. So
That we both threw it at each other at the same time because I heard irises.
Oh God, okay.
But no, that's okay. You know what? We probably both need to do it in that case.
Yeah.
So Edie Silveri, what does Edie need to know now? They said, yep, Iris, go up to the higher levels that you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
and I'll join you there after you start talking, because that tells me where we're at. And Edie is up here with us. Very good, Edie.
Yeah.
Your higher self is very much up here.
I'm getting the impression
Nice.
that Edie is self-sabotaging her own creativity. Or she's blocking it for some reason. That there's you get ideas for things and then you squelch them right away. And it's so nothing's moving forward. And it can be not moving forward in your day-to-day life. You're feeling stagnant for some reason is what I'm getting, Edie. And the only reason you're stagnant is because of a lack of self-confidence. It's you're poo-pooing your own. Something will come into your mind and you'll go, nah, or I don't want to do that, or it's not worth the time, or whatever. It's more valuable than you think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
let go of the past, honey.
Yeah. Stop the negative head talk, because that's all it is head talk. And when you think of something, put it in a different light. This sounds weird, but it's like you'll think of something and then you'll go, well, I don't think that's really worth it. Or what am I going to do with that? Like you said, I've done it before or something.
Reframe it. Change the wording. Reframe it. Use it. You're very linguistic. You're highly educated, Edie. Reframe it. How would I say this in another way that's maybe more positive? And say it again out loud in that positive, or describe it again out loud in a more positive way. And then revisit how you intuitively, socio-emotionally feel about that option, that reality, that view, that awareness, or whatever, from that new perspective. And that's an easy way to switch the energy for yourself quickly, is to reframe the wording.
Yeah. And also pay attention. I think there's some thoughts that come and go so quickly, she's just not even paying attention to them.
Yeah, Edie's that smart.
Start listening.
Edie's that smart. She will shoot through thoughts really fast. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that helps, Edie. But yeah. So yeah. All right, we'll move on.
And Miss Edie, you did good. Do you want me to read the next one?
Sure. Rosemary. So a few months ago, I asked about my daughter Alexis in Illinois, and you said she was nesting. Just an FYI, I just found out she's pregnant and having a baby in January.
Oh my gosh, it's an affirmation, confirmation. Congratulations to your family.
Yes, how exciting.
Beautiful. I'm assuming that it sounds like Alexis is happy about this too. if she's sharing it with you. Yeah, she was nesting. That's cool. They're showing me that nesting reflex is going to rub off on you, Grandmama. And that's exciting and that's fun. And for some reason, I'm hearing your daughter is jonesing for chocolate, specifically brownies and brownie-like stuff. Brownies, blondies, chocolate cookie, chocolate kind of good cake, good stuff. I don't know why they're showing me that. It might be the one thing that makes her sick. You've had several children. Your cravings and aversions can switch on a dime when you're pregnant. But this is going to be an amazing, amazing child. Yeah. Joy of a lifetime, joy of a century. And what's really cool is because this baby is so high vibrating and intelligent and sweet and open-hearted that it's the baby is going to attract other individuals just like it. So all of its friends will also be beautiful, loving, and high vibrating beings as well. Okay, good. She's very happy. Good. Yeah, the baby's going to attract other babies and parents that are high vibrating, and grandparents that are high vibrating like the baby is naturally. Yeah. Have fun with that. Show them
Yeah.
stones and crystals and herbs and chanting and meditation and light color therapy, and talk about her beautiful chakras. Yeah, she's got more than 7 chakras. I keep saying she. Do you already know it's a girl? Have
I
you
was
said
seeing
that
a she
already?
too.
Yeah, okay. So we're detecting our money is on a she, a girl baby. But the baby will have more than 7 chakras burning. They're going to show that she has closer to like 9 or more. Yeah, above and below. Really cool kid, very much a little shaman in my vernacular. Yeah, very much a little medicine woman. Oh, great spirit girl. Awesome.
She
So,
says, "Oh my
yes.
God, you said it's a she, and I've been feeling it was a she too."
So my experience has been it's either a female child or it's a male child that has strong feminine energy. To be self-revealing, I'm a female child who has very strong male energy. And people look at me and listen to me and they know damn well I'm a girl. It's just an energetic thing. People talk to me on email over the years or on text, and they meet me in person. They don't know my name. They find out my name and they're like, "Oh, I thought you were a guy." You're just, why is that? Because of your energy. I'm like, no, I'm a short girl. Yeah, I'm a height challenged female. About opposite of guys you can get. So, yep. So, Iris, anything else for
Like
Rose,
that's cool. Yeah.
Rosemary's grandbaby? Can we maybe allude to an
No, but
old,
congratulations, Rosemary.
old
That's
movie?
exciting. Thank you for sharing. So Lisa
Blessings.
asks, "Tell me what I need to know and guide me." Lisa.
Lisa, that's a tall order, babe. Tell me what
Um,
I need to know and guide me. I'd have to ask for a more specific question, but Iris, is something coming through for you?
um,
For Lisa.
Lisa, the first thing that popped up for me was, I know you travel because we saw each other in the airport that time. And I'm like, well, okay, that's great. I remember that, but why are you showing this to me? There is something you need to pay attention to, or I don't know if you have another trip coming up. Um, but it's like your travels mean a lot more than just going to another country. There you should be getting something more spiritually out of that, or a connection out of that, that that is going to enhance your life in some way. And that sounds weird and vague. But like she says, just driving to the beach. Okay, but and I'm thinking this is more on it, and I don't know if you want to revisit. Was there somebody that you met on your last trip that you really connect with? And I'm talking even a stranger that just was extra nice, or told you about something that was unusual, that was intriguing to you. You need to follow up on whatever that was. And maybe you went on a tour and they told you about, and it's something connected spiritually, and it's something
Historical
that will
too?
help you grow and develop here.
Oh,
Um,
planning a
planning a trip to
trip.
England and France. Okay. So
And you look European,
Either you
so
met
that can be.
somebody that's giving you advice about that gave you advice that's going to apply to your next trip, or there are people that you can stay connected with once you get back. So pay attention to the people that you meet and don't take anything slightly. I'll give you an example. When I was in Canada, I I we were resting in a park because we've been walking a lot, and before we went further, I said, I gotta sit down for a little bit. And I looked over in this parking lot and I said, "Is that a Rolls Royce?" And my son-in-law, who works on cars, knows cars like you wouldn't believe, he goes, "Yeah, that sure does look like a Rolls Royce." And I saw an older man get out and walk across, and he was talking to somebody. And then and he was a white man, and there was a black guy that was driving, and he was kind of hanging around the car. And I
Driving
said, "How the
Mr.
hell with this?"
Daisy.
And I got up and I went over, and I went over and started talking to the guy. And his name is Tony. He's from the Caribbean somewhere. He had family visiting from Trinidad. He talked to me, and what it was he had taken like a Chrysler and changed the front and sides to look like a Rolls Royce. And we talked for about 10 or 15 minutes about how he'd redone the car, and
Chop,
it
chop.
was just very interesting meeting somebody who was not from Canada. He was originally from somewhere else, but and hearing about how his life had come about and the things that were going on. And he was very complimentary, and I shook his hand when I left. And I was talking to my son-in-law about it later because my ex-husband went with us. We're still on a friendly basis. And he went with us, and it was my son-in-law and my daughter and my two grandkids. And I was talking to my son-in-law later and was talking about, I said, that's one reason I loved being a reporter back in the day, was because I could go ask people anything. I had a good excuse. And I said, but I know if we were still married, when I went to go talk to that guy in the parking lot about the car, I said, I know Van would have been going, "What the hell are you doing? Don't go over there. You can't go talk to person. What are you thinking of? What are you doing?" And he said, "Yeah, that's exactly what he said when you got up." What? Look at ours. What is she doing? She want to be. What is
Oh
she
my God.
doing? But I do stuff like that, and I love it because you
Yes,
just
she
don't
does. I've been with
know.
her in public. If you ask a question, where's Iris? Over there getting the answer, asking so and so what we thought was what's going on.
I despise when people are standing around going, "Well, I wonder if maybe we should." I don't know. What do you think about what? And I'll go, "Oh, to hell with this!" And I get up and I go ask. I find the answers. And then I come back and I go, "Okay, here's what we need to do," or whatever. So yeah, if anybody in my group asks a question or goes, "What's that person doing?" Or, I literally went and tackled a guy at a Ren fair who was in a jousting match. He was one of the performers because one of the girls I was with was talking about how much she was rooting for him because he wore purple and she loves purple and she thought he was really cute and all this stuff. And I'm dressed in the garb and I go up to him and I go, "Sir, so and so, would you please come and meet my lady? She's over here and she was rooting for you and all this stuff." And I did the whole shebang. And he's like, "Yes, lead the way." And I took him over there and she was like just rolling in the floor, just dying. But he came over and talked to her and kissed her hand and played the whole role and all that. It's like, yeah, don't mention that. If you want to meet somebody I'm going to go out there and do it. So, Lisa, the whole reason for this whole diatribe is to let you know this is what you need to do. And if you did any of that I think you went to Scotland last time, look those people up. But also pay attention when you go to England and France because these international people are going to nourish you in some way. Okay? Makes sense, I hope.
It
I don't know
did.
if you've got anything to add to that, Margot.
Don't be distracted. You got a lot of irons in the fire. Reduce your irons in the fire. Reduce your number of priorities you have. narrow down your priorities. You can reinstate some of your priorities later. And apparently this advice goes for a lot of y'all. You're getting distracted. You're losing quality. Reduce your priorities. Ironically, last week, a close friend of mine pretty much gave me the same message. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy to get distracted. So
Mhm.
let me see.
Mhm. So the next one on here is
Yeah, Lisa says, yeah,
hey,
she was in
hey
Iowa.
Janine, hey Deborah, hi Amy. Go up higher than that.
Let's see. We did
There was
Lisa
one
V.
after that. It was V said, "Spirit guides anyone coming through," and then Michelle Leonard is after that.
Yeah.
So I'll answer V. Spirit guides. Who's coming through? Spirit. Shit. Oh wow! Now I'm cussing for a good reason. Well, you have got a whole posse of Native American people, boom, coming in on you, and they look like they're Plains Indians because they have the high headdress rather than the mountain and woodland area Indians, because their feathers tended to hang straight down, because you can't ride through the trees with giant feathers sticking out the top of your head. All right, it'll get ripped right up. That's a Plains Indian. That's a woodland Indian. So these are Plains Indians, and they are riding horses, some of them, and it's men and women, and they're literally setting up an encampment. My computer is on a bouncy surface, so it swings when I move my hands. Sorry about that, guys. But I just realized that. But they're setting up an encampment around you energetically, spiritually. And what I'm seeing is they asked me to be specific. They're not actually coming in around your body, right? Like sometimes spirit guides do. They'll land on a shoulder or stand behind you or walk around your feet. These guys aren't doing this. This is out on the spirit plane. You are one of them. You are one of their tribe. And I'm seeing them gather around you because you're about to go through an initiation ritual on the spirit plane. That doesn't mean you're doing it on the human plane. You might be. And you can even participate as a human a little bit, anywhere from light a candle and meditate to full on go to a sweat lodge and totally run it all day and all night, whatever you want to do, or anything in between. But the initiation is still going to happen on the spirit plane. And an integration is going to happen for you. And they said the symbolism, the most accurate, is a male and female energy in you. Your feminine divine, your masculine divine are going to come together and integrate in more closely. They already are. They're right up on each other, but now they're going to integrate and get even closer. And that's symbolic. The male female designations are symbolic, but you're going to get more whole and integrated, and it's going to feel good. It's going to feel more holistic, more grounded, more happy. But they said they want to give you a heads up that while this is in terms of your spiritual path, you might characterize this as a step up from where you are, but they want you to remember your work isn't done, because you still got to go further eventually, and on and on and on. And it ends up being a circle and a spiral, or actually you're going to get closer and closer that way. So not just 2D, it's also this way. So yeah, enjoy your integration, but use it. Actively use this new awareness, these new gifts, these new awakenings, these new ahas, new friendships, new relationships, old relationships moving to a higher level. Okay, all kinds of those kinds of transformations. Enjoy them and let them move you and your loved ones and your clients forward. By doing so, you're moving your whole tribe forward, which is why they're so excited and gathering for you. Your movement forward is their movement forward as well. Aho.
She says, I've had lots of snake dreams. I do lodges every full moon, and was told by an astrologer that I was supposed to help heal my bloodline.
You're
And
doing
also
it.
good, I'll take some grounding. Yeah, good
You're doing
deal.
that. All of that is moving forward. Yeah, moves you forward. Leaps and bounds. You're on, in other words, my takeaway on top of that is you're on the right path and you're doing the right things in your spiritual practices. Yeah. And your
Cool
awareness
beans.
for what you need is spot on. So let me read, I can read this one for you, Iris, if you'd like.
Okay.
Michelle says, completely
Yeah.
forgot y'all were doing this evening night. And I came across the live feed as I was scrolling. So I decided there must be something I need to hear. What do my guides want me to know? You actually have ancestors coming in rather than abstract guides. Iris, I said I was throwing it to you. Are you picking up any? I'm picking up stuff, but what are you picking up?
I'm getting I mean they're supporting her. They're wanting to see her to fulfill her goals and that sort of thing. But I'm also getting that she can help. There's some forgiveness involved somehow. I don't know what you're getting, but it's like forgiving yourself and forgiving others that in your bloodline. And when you said the bloodline's coming through, and I was like, oh yeah, there's forgiveness there, and it's going to heal the rest of the ancestors when you when you can heal and not fix, change things about yourself and recognize things in yourself that came from your bloodline. We get past a bunch of shit that, everything from, the Neanderthal types that, you know, hunted for food and would kill other people because they were trying to their food was being stolen or whatever.
Competing.
And then you realize, well, maybe that's why I'm hoarding now. Things get passed along like that. Or our grandparents or great grandparents who grew up, during the Depression and accumulated things, and then suddenly you look at your house and you go, why am I such a hoarder? Why do I have all this junk sitting around? And my parents cared about this stuff more than I care about it. And you start, finding all the bitch naggy stuff about your ancestors, when actually you kind of go, I can do some cleansing of my house, and I don't have to hold on to this stuff, and I can let go of some of this material stuff that doesn't serve me anymore. And you can teach your ancestors in the process, that type of thing, because you learn and then they learn, and it releases a lot of the past
Ancestral healing.
issues. Yeah, and so it's ancestral healing as well when you
Bloodline healing is another word for it.
yeah. And so I'm hearing there's stuff that's going on in Michelle's life that she might be going, why do I do this? What am I doing this for? Where did this come from? Start looking at why your ancestors might have done that and passed that gene along to you, so to speak. And start releasing those needs. You're holding on to stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. And when you let go of that, and when you recognize, oh, this is coming from them, and ask for them to get the teaching that you're getting. And the ripple effect is amazing, and then you end up being projected even further.
This is for your children's good as well as your own.
Yes.
The downline on your bloodline, you're doing this for them as well as you, and as well as your ancestors. When you clear up stuff now, ancestors in the past also get cleared up, and also the kids, grandkids, and so forth into the future. Everybody gets blessed. So you're actually doing this for more than just yourself.
I have cleaned up stuff for myself and then had my daughter come to me and comment, I was feeling this, and then all of a sudden I realized I don't need to feel that way anymore. And it's like, bingo, it's demonstration of the work I did that has released her. So yeah.
And Michelle, it's thoughts
amazing.
and belief systems as well as objects around around clutter around your home.
Yeah.
It's thoughts and belief
The
systems,
clutter thing was just an
values.
example.
Yeah, that was it's belief systems and values that you can let go of.
Okay, Miss Amy, Iris, when will my abundance flow if blocked, and what do I need to remove those blocks? Oh my gosh. Miss Amy. Yeah, what is going on with Amy's blocks? Oh, that's loaded. There's
What's on the top? What's on the surface that she
on
can
the
break through?
very top, it is self-worth and self-doubt. It's I would ask if the questions I'm hearing you need to ask yourself is, what would happen if I had everything I needed? And here's how the conversation usually goes. If or that blocks a lot of people. I won't say this is for everybody, but it's like, you start going, well, gosh, if I had all the money I wanted and all the abundance that I wanted, what would happen? Well, I'd have the house I wanted. I'd have a big house and a nice car, and I wouldn't have to worry about money anymore and all that stuff. And you'd go, oh, well, that's great. So what would you do with a big house? And you'd think, well, I would love it. Though maybe it would be too big for me. I'd be kind of lonely, or I'd have to hire maids to come in and clean because I couldn't keep it clean on my own. And then I don't really want strangers in my house. And and I'm okay with a small house. Well, you have a small house, so your guides and spirits are saying, well, you've got a small house, so you really don't want a big house. So what do you need then? And so then you go back, well, I need the money. Well, then you go, okay, so you need the money. What would you do if you had all the money? Well, gosh, I'd get this and I'd get that, and oh, but then my family would find out I had money and they would start bugging me, or friends that I hadn't seen in a long time would suddenly be asking me for money. And or that's a lot of responsibility, and I don't really know how to invest money and take care of it. And I'd probably just waste it. Well, guess what? You're sending that information back out into the ethers to say, I really don't want this money after all because I don't know what to do with it. So you self-sabotage, and sometimes it's on a subconscious level. So you have to clear those beliefs and know that you can handle the money that comes in, and that you know how to be responsible with it, and that you know how to meet your needs free of having the burdens that a lot of other people have with it, that you have the confidence to circumvent those heavy duty practical burdens that other people seem to get socked with. So you clear that, and you also don't spread yourself too thin. You've got a bunch of ideas going in all kinds of directions, and you haven't landed or focused. Don't be afraid to focus on one thing, which is interesting because Margot just was talking about that with somebody else about being more focused. And I'm getting this for Amy. You've got a lot of possibilities out there, and every time you divert your attention, you're not giving you're going, well, I need this is going to work because this is right here, right now. But then the other thing is like, well, that's really intriguing and that could work. Go forget the practicalities and forget the here and now. What do you want? And go for that. Because the other shit that's getting in the way is distracting, and the universe is playing whack-a-mole. They're trying to figure out what direction you go in.
Amy, I have told Iris nothing we have talked about today. This is amazing. Keep going, Iris.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. I didn't even tell Iris that we spoke today. I didn't even tell her that.
No idea. No,
she has no idea.
Yeah. But I'm seeing the whack-a-mole game go on, and they're going, "What the fuck now? Oh, now she's doing that. Well, okay, everybody over here. No, everybody over here." And
I can just see Amy's eyeballs just rolling in her head and just shaking her head and going, "Oh my God." Yes. Oh my God. That's crazy.
so yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps.
The one tiny, well, it's not tiny, the one piece to add to that Iris kind of said, Iris said a lot, but there was one more piece they wanted to emphasize was you deserve. And there are parts of, it seems like there's parts of your energy that's mostly on board with that. And there's some of your energy that's very on board and understands that completely. But there's somewhere in parts of your energy, your understanding, maybe it's Amy's in other parallel dimensions, or maybe it's a piece of soul fragment somewhere. But there are pieces of you that are still, and it's a minority, but it's there, that struggle with, do I deserve? Or questioning deservedness and worthiness, personal worthiness, stuff like that. And over, the energy is saying, you so deserve. Okay?
Yeah, kick that self-doubt in the ass.
Namaste. Namaste. Yeah. So, Janine, I have a question. Need guidance in the love relationship department. That's always a bucket of worms. Very interesting worms, but they're worms. Love relationship department. You know what, Janine? Post again, and we're going to circle right back to you quickly. We need to know, you said guidance in the love department. We need to be a little more specific. Are you talking about someone you know now, or someone you're hoping to meet, or someone that you're in the middle of a transition with, you're not sure yet, or you're drifting apart, or you're drifting together from friendship to maybe more? Something. You need to give us a little more, because the spectrum of a love relationship is so huge. We would be talking for 30 minutes about just that one answer. So if you can be more specific about, is this an ongoing boyfriend, or a friend, or a potential future boyfriend, or someone you just met, or someone you haven't met yet and you want more info? Can you be more specific? Someone now, but transition to. So there's two people you're interested in? Someone who's here now plus a transition person? Or is the person now transitioning? A lot of hand signals there, but you get it. I'm pointing.
She says yes. I think you asked another question, but she says yes.
Janine, honey, work with me, babe. Okay, yes.
And do you know what I'm getting this whole time?
Please go.
Janine knows. She knows. She just wants affirmation.
Janine is highly psychic and intuitive. We are definitely doing affirmations for her as well.
Honey, don't doubt yourself.
You already know
Don't doubt.
what the
You
truth
already
is in the
know.
situation.
And I'm hearing it's things are up for a change.
One now, but not sure where it's going. Yeah. Janine, you know where it's going. If you're not positive about where it's going,
It's not going.
it's not going.
And I'm hearing you. Yeah, I'm hearing it's fun for a while, but it's not the end all be all. Keep moving.
Yeah. They're showing me that I need to give you an example real quick. There are some new relationships that are going from existing into friendship into romantic, platonic to romantic. And they're showing me that if you guys stop and start at the same time, that's healthy. You're doing it fine. But if you guys are doing at different times and not at the same time, you're moving around, but instead of together and stopping and starting together, that's the difference. That stop and start can make it feel like you're not making progress. But if you're doing it together, you're on the same page. You're uncannily give each other space at the same time. And uncannily, I was about to call you and see if you wanted to go to dinner. Holy cow. You're doing it right when you're on the same page. But if you're stopping and starting so much so to the point that you're not sure where it's going, you should be sure where it's going. So yeah, how much are you in sync or not in sync? You can be totally in sync with a complete stranger. How much you know each other is irrelevant. If you are out of sync, that relationship is having a problem.
And also I think not I mean, this is for Janine, but also for anybody. One of the things that we tend to forget when we're in relationships is, one, they don't have to end on a bad note. It's just not in sync, and it's just not working, you're not feeling it, and that's okay. That is your signal that let them go. The other thing is that a lot of times it's hard to let go of a relationship because you keep thinking, well, it's not bad, and we are going sometimes, and I
You're
like
compromising
you're compromising too much, and when you let go, there is something better waiting. And if you let go and it wasn't meant, and it just was a fact that it wasn't meant to break off, that, oh, this was the real deal, something will happen to bring you back together. But
serendipitous.
But letting go is going to allow whatever's supposed to manifest. So don't feel bad if that's the case. And she's
saying, yep, that's a sinking thing. You are correct. Thanks for the affirmations. That is true, Iris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You're welcome, Janine. I'm glad that's holding up. Stay the course, sweetie. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. And tell your sister to trust herself. I have no idea why I'm saying that, but apparently Heather needs it too. Trust herself more. So next question is Deborah Hyde or Heidi. Hello, ladies. Little late grounding last month. Tell me what I may need to know. When you read me last time, there were a lot of plants involved. Just letting you know, I was planting over an acre of pumpkin and sunflower seeds. You both are amazing.
Oh,
thank you, Deborah or Deborah, depending on how you like saying your name. Thank you, Ms. Hyde.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
That's cool. So yeah, the plants and plant medicine are talking to you. So what does she need to know? Look at the picture. She's getting a cow kissy. Oh, cow is giving her a little sniff or a kiss or something. That's cute. All right. So this is definitely a woman of the earth and animals. This is nice. All right. That's cheating looking at pictures. We need to, for me, that's cheating to look at a picture because there's energy that tells a story there too. So I'll be honest with you. If I got to look away from that.
Get down, cow. Okay.
Interrupting cow.
Yeah.
Moo.
Okay, so plants were involved. So she did a lot of grounding. What does she need to know?
I'm listening. You know what, Deborah? There's not much to say to you. You're on the right path, except for to say you're on the right path. Everything looks clear and flowing and good. You look grounded. The energy is happy. And we're not necessarily, from speaking for myself, I'm not saying that you're in nirvana perfectly self-actualized and higher, Maslow's theory. I'm not saying that, although you are damn close. And for many people, close enough. All right. You should be proud. You should be pleased with your state of grace. And that, some days you have angry or challenges or snafus, but they get resolved in reasonable ways that are very prosperous or advantageous and healthy and fun. Lots of, oh, wow. Joy. Keep adding joy and happy to your life. But you're doing it right. And there's not really any advice to give you except for affirmations. Yes, you're doing it right. Keep going.
Yeah. I'm getting that the grounding has done you a lot of good. And learn to maintain that grounding as you move into spiritual aspects. That balance, you need the balance. So don't, and now is a good time to start exploring some of the spiritual stuff that you might have put on hold for a little while. Because you are so grounded, it's a good time
Take
to
advantage.
Yeah, take advantage. Get that book that you've been thinking about getting. I'm hearing there's some aspect of the spirituality that you've been thinking about exploring but haven't really done because you've been so grounded, and it's like now is the perfect time. Whatever it was, if you're interested in tarot, go get that deck you were wanting, or if you're trying to find out more about
Dowsing.
dowsing or other types of spirituality or mediumship or something like that, now is a good time to get the books, do the exploring, find the information, and start exploring that, because you are so well grounded that you can really take off now with the spiritual stuff.
You can download a lot of information and move it to the next level quickly in your own way,
Yeah.
in your own time, in your own style, quickly. Take advantage of that. Yeah. And stay there. Stay grounded.
Yes. And I'm hearing too, the animal interaction is good. That helps with the grounding, and it also helps you tap into other dimensions, layers. Animals can be very spiritual. So the cow picture, yeah.
She wrote, thank you, goodness. Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, and I think that brings us to a good stopping point too.
Namaste. Yeah. V wrote namaste.
Whew. That's a lot. I love these kinds of things where it just goes full circle and see the connections and all that stuff. And really thank y'all for the feedback. That's the things from the previous readings that affected now. That's so nice to have those affirmations. So yeah.
Cool.
And all right.
Next week.
Yeah, next week we've got, oh, wait a minute. There we go. Bilderberg. And it's not a puzzle or or a place to visit. This is information.
It's not Sims Town. We're not building a berg.
Yeah.
Do you remember The Sims, The Simpsons, or whatever? Yeah, video game where you built a people in a town, in a country, in a city. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simulated people. But anyway,
yeah.
Bilderberg, We should have music that goes dun 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 dun. Put on our Men in Black glasses for that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Rabbit
We'll
hole
both
time,
wear black
folks.
suits and
We're gonna
oh,
go
a little
down.
bit- we're
We're
going a
gonna
little
go
bit down a
down
rabbit
some
hole.
little bit of a rabbit hole. And apparently, we're going to be doing that more often too.
Yeah, we've got
Yeah,
some other shows that we're talking about doing that
Yeah, the
we want to
world
go
is waking
deeper.
up, and we're happy to help. Yeah.
Yeah, I really am going to have to get some rabbit ears and wear them. You know.
I got Tigger ears. I'll wear those with you.
Yeah. So yeah,
But
especially on
Bilderberg
these
guys,
days.
sign up, or sign in next week, Wednesday, 6:30, no, 9:30 Eastern time. Thank you, Rosemary. You're welcome. You're welcome. Come join us next week and find out what other flavors of crazy there are in the world. And we will
Hey, we're there.
We'll discuss that weird shit in a rational way.
It was wonderful seeing y'all. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you for joining the Eyes of Indigo with Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Music is Arcadia by Kevin MacLeod. Find us at facebook.com/Eyes of Indigo, on YouTube under @Iris Carter Enterprises, and on various podcast aggregators. Copyright 2023 by Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears.